Hi, welcome back to more Standard on Arena with me, Autumn, aka Rainy the Witch. Today we're playing more of my favorite deck in Standard, and certainly the deck I've been winning with most in Standard. Esper Pixie, phenomenal deck. Of course, it's all about bouncing stuff. We've got Pixie, Fear, Town, they all bounce such things. Talent, Nightmare, Nowhere to Run, and Breaker are great things to bounce and replay for value in the process. Of course, we're trying out Kaito in the main deck now. I moved away from Kaito in the main deck for a while, but I think Kaito's quite a bit better in the mirror matches than he used to be a couple months ago. So I've been trying out a couple copies main deck, have been pretty pleased with them. Yeah, let's get into some matches, see how Kaito feels, see how the deck feels. Oh, before I do that, I am going to put the second Loran back in the sideboard though. I think I've decided I just like Loran way more than Break the Spell. I'm sorry, Break the Spell. Well, this hand makes a lot of otters. Obviously, we kind of wish we had a second blue source with this hand for sake of deploying the otters, but we certainly are not mulliganing this hand. We had 1-3 at one point. I've never played 4. I was on 3 copies for like the longest time though. Ooh, Dreams. We're definitely casting Dreams because it's about to cease to have text. Wow. Nice, nice. Yeah, Loran's really important against the domain matchup nowadays, I think. I'm pretty high on Loran at the moment. Stock up with Loran gives you like a weirdly real chance of beating domain. It's kind of wild. Do I ever want to trade with an elf? On the one hand, these like otters are killing them. On the other hand, supposedly these elves are used to ramp out something. And it feels like if the game goes long, it's going to be very hard for us to lose. I guess they could have another one of these. I guess I'm not blocking. Feels like our otters are going to do a lot of work here. The Bloomkin. Let's make that Bloomkin very sad. All roads lead to Rome here. Yeah, I kind of get that impression, not gonna lie. Had to hit them for 6. Alright, we take 5. Momentum Breaker. I kind of almost want to town just so I can like double prowess. Seems pretty good. It does cost me a life, I guess. This is 2 counters. I'm just going to reread this like 20 times. Trample Indestructible. I could also just hit them for 6 with this Momentum Breaker and then use the town to bounce a blocker next turn. That's probably fine too. I think I want to do this. They have like Surak in their deck. Having a blocker down is pretty appealing. Card they could realistically be playing. Nice. Alright, mono green. Haven't seen mono green in a bit. Certainly do not want Hopeless Nightmares in against the Obstinate Baloth deck or Kaito's. Anoint with Affliction seems phenomenal. Grim Bauble seems quite good. Dreams seems great. I could bring in the second Destroy Evil. They probably have some Chonkers in their deck, even if they didn't draw them that game. And then I need one more card. Oh, the Preachers are probably really strong too, right? So I need to cut a card, actually. No idea what. Every card in our deck right now seems pretty excellent to me, if I'm being honest. Well, I really have no idea. All 61 of these cards are just so good. I have to be a little bit scared of Poor Patch. Of note. Maybe I'm allowed to cut a Destroy Evil. They might be playing the Wagon, in which case Destroy Evil starts to become pretty appealing. I genuinely just like, all these cards are good, y'all. What do we do? We have too many good cards. Well, obviously this is a painful hand, but I believe it is also just too strong a hand to ever mulligan. So, yeah, gonna keep. I kind of want to Dreams on one just to disrupt their curve, and then Nowhere on two, and just accept that we're playing like a control game here, even with our slightly janky mana. What on earth? Oh, Garrick's Uprising? How do I beat that? That card seems quite terrifying. Second Destroy Evil where? We just don't know. They do be stomping. They certainly do. Bounce the talent. They play some free drops, presumably. Oh, that kills the Uprising eventually. I probably have to Nowhere this time. I guess I get to say go, right? I get to say go. And then just do something in that turn. We get to see if we have to kill something. And we get our Prowess trigger on Altar for a double block. We get to get blown out by the cycling dinosaur. The dream, on all accounts. Alright, well, I'm gonna double block, I suppose. And then the question is, am I Destroy Eviling the Uprising or killing this Webstrike Elite? I do worry that doing this, if they have a 4-power thing, the game could like very easily spiral out of the hand of them drawing cards. But I guess I'm gonna kill the Webstrike Elite. Alright. They trade with a Pixie. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So, talent, get our trigger. Get in for 2. So Nowhere to run. Say go. Alright, acceptable. They draw a card. And that does not draw a card of Uprising. Slight number. So I guess it's awkward because if I Pixie, I don't get to hold open Destroy Evil. Is there ever a world where I meant to stock up here? I don't know. That sounds pretty sketchy. Maybe I just say go this turn. I could also just try and kill them. I could just go like fear my talent, replay the talent, hit them for 6. And then I'm like threatening to maybe just kill them. I feel like if I play the control role this game, I just can't possibly lose. I'm just gonna say go. I know it uses my mana badly. I know I'm not getting in with my like attackers. But it feels like actually impossible to lose if I just play this a little bit patient. So I'm just gonna do that. Like, we are just gonna go way over the top of them at this point. They used the emote, they sure did. I almost want to take double land. It seems pretty good though. Finally have painless sources of each color. Tabi is exceptional against the Velocipede. They're killing the talent, but we have another one in hand, so we just don't care. Pretty okay with them doing that. Okay, this was like the worst possible card. That's actually terrifying. Huh? Alright. Doesn't have trample though. Maybe it just doesn't matter. Maybe the reality is it's just not a very spooky magic card. I'm not taking the blue source last turn. Looking like slightly awkward this turn, huh? Anyway, so I would like to be killing them next turn. It feels like pretty hard to lose, even if we attack all. Right? I get to hold open town plus nowhere, like... And I have a chump blocker. That is a Lanoir elf. Okay. So... Can just wait for them to attack. We get to eat the Velocipede with the Nowhere to Run and town the Serac. And then kill them on our turn. Oh, I guess if we take damage off the Serac, then it doesn't get to block, right? Oh, but then our pain lands mean we can't necessarily prowess as easily. No, we're fine. We got 2 painless sources. We go to 7, and then we have 2 triggers. Easy game. Never close. That matchup seemed exceptionally lopsided in that they were playing creatures and we were playing ravenous chupacabras. This is a keep. I also have a Patreon, which is in chat. The Patreon is a great source of strategy content and guides. At the moment, I'm doing a lot of Esper Pixie content. Over the past month, we've had 2 different deck listing sideboard guides and matchup guides for Esper Pixie. I keep updating the list. I will keep updating the guide as I go. I've also done an article covering opening turn heuristics with Esper Pixie over on the Patreon. And I've done an article all about mulliganing and what hands to keep, what ones to ship when you are playing this deck. Definitely worth checking out if you want to improve your Esper Pixie or standard gameplay. I'm really scared of getting this like normalized, but then I guess if that happens, I just get to stock up to find a new bounceable. So, oh no! Oh wait, it's Oculus. Okay, this is fine. I'm really happy I waited. Now we get to kill the NC. Yeah, this is great. Oculus matchup pretty good in general, but definitely can lose games if you're not careful. Do I want to just Pixie the nowhere, or do I want to stock up whilst the stock up is good? I think I need to dig for like a Tabi or Destroy Evil, yeah. But this is like a pretty horrendous stock up. Yeah, even the pretty horrendous stock up still find you the Destroy Evil for the Oculus, so acceptable. They get to fire off the map because of the fact that I didn't just bounce and hold open nowhere, but that's fine. Yeah, that's true, Scooter. That's true. We get to play around Pierce by stock upping there. We dig through that land pile, so now our draw steps are looking a bit better. Okay, they do get an Inti in play. This might get to discard an Oculus, or they just discard nothing. Okay. So I'm just gonna bounce nowhere and kill the Inti, I guess. And hope this doesn't let them like make a manifest through some elaborate scenario. Okay. Believe things are looking good now. Believe things are looking good. They just got a land, sure thing. They are like a little at risk of flooding, but do I even want to bounce and nightmare them? I guess I probably do, but it might almost be better to bounce than nowhere to run. Are they going? Oh, they're double torching. Yeah, this is probably an acceptable outcome. Now they're in top deck mode. We have a Destroy Evil for an Oculus. We get to Scry 2 pretty soon. Our mana is really nicely developed, which means like if we do ever draw a talent or another stock up, we're just off to the races. Alright, I could attack with the Reef. I think I'd much rather just Scry 2 at this point. And I am going to attack with the Pixie, because if they draw Inti, them not having a Aura Profts. Yeah, if they draw Profts especially, them not having a Siren in play sounds nice. Opponent, are you okay? You okay over there? I have run out the 0 value Bitter Reunion. We'll take it, we'll take it. Definitely don't want Dreams. Nowhere is interesting, because it does answer a FOMO, it does answer a Steam Core, or an Inti. I think I can do a lot better, so I'm going to get rid of it, but maybe I'm just meant to keep the reasonable card. Yeah, and we can already answer some of those already, true. And we draw the best card in Standard. Magic is easy. I should definitely have held open a second white mana, as we are now seeing, but you know. Although Stormchaser's stock up might be better than taking Pixie anyway. Sounds pretty good to me. Common stock up W. Stock up remains an unbeatable Magic card. Alright, so Oculus, we want Dreams, we want Destroy Evil, we want Preachers, we want Anoint. We do not want these Kaitos. I would love to trim some number of Hopeless Nightmares. I think Momentum Breaker is like somewhat stinky. They're not like terrible. It's a lot better against their deck than it was against like a blue-white. It's like a little awkward against Spyglass sometimes though. Does this look good? I wouldn't hate the idea of trimming one more Nightmare, but it's probably fine to have 3 of them. I guess then we're like running really low on bounceables if I trim enough. Yeah, this looks good. This looks really good. I don't want to go below 3 Nightmares. Well, I'm certainly keeping this. It's not one of our best hands. We don't have Dreams. We don't have Destroy Evil. But we do have a lot of our, like, strong cards. You know, obviously this hand is very generically high power level. It just doesn't have the tools you necessarily need in this matchup. But certainly keeping 100% of the time, even despite that. They don't appear to have blue mana yet. Please don't discard Oculus. They discard Oculus. That's very bad news for us. Do not like that. We have no answer to it at the moment. We could hold open mana and just try and scare them into not bringing it back. I don't think they would respect that though. Like, they're missing a color. They probably figure they just have to go for it. Aww, a Vivi and an Ixie. Hey. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I kind of feel like they would just not respect it, but I guess I'm gonna say go and hope that they do. Cross my fingers that they're scared. We at least get to know where to run the FOMO, even if I'm not, like, developing pressure. Okay, that's pretty good. That forces me to know where to run, which means they then get to Helping Hand. Okay, I'm just gonna do this, and I guess I'm just gonna hope that they don't have the Helping Hand. Uh-oh. Okay, that keeps me in the game. So we can go... Oh, do I want a Pixie or make an Otter this time? I would like to make an Otter. We're going to get this Oculus off the table. We're going to bounce the talent, get our second Otter down for these prowess triggers, and start pushing some damage. Drawing an answer to the Oculus, obviously very important there. Just have to hope they can't get it back in play again. Steam Core Scholar would be pretty threatening with this props in play. Oh, they're going for an Inti. Okay, that gets to discard the Oculus. Sure. They find a Profts. Oh, they don't find the helping hand though. Okay, we're still in this game. Now I get to dreams them and get this Oculus out the yard. Yeah, we are like very in this game somehow. We take this Siren, we take this Oculus. They can reanimate a FOMO, which is pretty good, but certainly no Oculus. And then I can bounce talent and attack them for 6 if I want. Casting Hopeless Nightmare, not super exciting with an Inti in play, so pretty happy to cast a talent instead. Attack for 6, put them to 10. Threatening to kill them next turn. We can go Nightmare, Pixie Nightmare, they take 4, they go down to 6. Our Otters become free freeze, and any pair of these 3 Otters kills them. Of course, they could hold open the Spell Piss to defend against that. But if they do that, we can just like Nightmare bounce it with Fear instead. And that's still quite good. Oh, they have a FOMO. Interesting. Becomes a 4 power Trampler and then a 5 power Trampler, and they're hoping to use Spell Pierce to like push through her and kill me. A little spooky. Oh, we draw a Go for the Throat. So that's another prowess trigger. Start with the Nightmare. The Nightmare does trigger the Inti. But it also puts them to 8. Then we can get another prowess trigger. Pixie puts them to 6. They have to like chump an Otter. But then they can just get back an Inti anyway with a recommission, so it doesn't really like necessarily accomplish very much. Next turn, FOMO becomes a 5/6 and then a 6/7. Something to be said for just attacking for 2 in the air and like FOMO bouncing a thing. FOMO does, sorry, Fear of Isolation bouncing a thing. Fear just has so much toughness that it could help prevent us from dying here. And obviously if the Spell Pierce hits the Stormchasers, we're way more able to kill them next turn. Even if it doesn't, they probably still die next turn anyway. I think just the Pixie. Then we have really comfy Leaf on our turn. We just need them not to grow this FOMO too much more. Yeah, that gets them a count. Well, it kind of gets them 2 counters, I guess, but that is fine. Oh no, they found another one. So now it becomes 7 and then 10, so it's 17. I do kind of wonder, was there an argument for like nightmaring them, saying go for the throat open, and then go for the throat on the as a prowess trigger would like help prevent them from assembling lethal like this? Honestly, that might have been a good idea. I don't know. Or we could have just like played a Pixie and said go instead. Kind of a similar kind of thing to do. This becomes 10 power. We have 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, it becomes 9 power. Yeah, it becomes 10 off the Inti. You can block with 6. And then we don't have lethal, right? Anymore. Yes, this is 12. We're on 5. Yeah, I guess they just have it. Yeah, I feel like I maybe misplayed that final turn. Like, obviously they drew really well to win from here, like hitting FOMO into FOMO off the Inti trigger. But I also feel like I played pretty badly. If I just say we go for the throat open, I force them to keep blue mana open. And I also get a prowess trigger on defense. So we suddenly have like 6 toughness or 8 toughness or whatever off our otters instead of 4. But it's just it makes their life so much harder then. Alright, game 3. Yeah, 6 toughness. Yeah, you're right. Alright, this is bad against the fast Oculus, but otherwise fine. Obviously, you don't love having free drops in your opening hand. But, oh, did I not bring in the Ghost Vacuum? I feel like I might not have. That was obviously a mistake if I didn't. It's been a long day. Silex. I could not possibly care less about that card, friend. In fact, I'm quite thrilled to see that cast. Now we get to just land a Preacher on an empty board. My opponent has to start ticking up the Silex to kill this Preacher. Or they might have a Destroy Evil, but then that's their whole turn. And that's also fine. They mill a land. They say go. I would love to move to combat, please. How do we feel about just casting a second Preacher? This ticks up to 1, the next turn up to 2, so we get a couple combat steps, the next turn up to 3, so we get a couple combat steps. We get a bunch of time, right? It also means we're not playing into Spell Pierce, which is nice. Preacher of the Schism, let's go. Let's go, Preacher. Oh my god. Sometimes people ask me why I have Preacher of the Schism in my sideboard. The answer is because people brought in things like Filigree Silex and like Lithomantic Barrage against you. It was exceptionally funny against people's sideboard cards. It's like pretty awkward against Destroy Evil specifically, but I don't know. It's pretty amazing otherwise.